When Pearl and Marina were revealed for Splatoon 2 in the recent Splatoon 2 Direct, I wanted to know where these characters came from. I wanted to know their backstories, and luckily for me, this single player somewhat provides that little bit of information. So I think it's really cool that Nintendo did actually do this, but in this single player, you can learn the origins of Pearl and Marina. You can learn where they came from. So when Pearl's sunken scroll was unlocked, I had to double check and see whether it was actually Pearl, just because in this sunken scroll she looks really different to how she looks in the present day. I wasn't sure whether they were actually talking about Pearl or not, but yeah, they are, talking about Pearl. And the sunken scroll, it's got a nice little backstory to Pearl, and talks about where she came from, her musical history. So this is what the first sunken scroll says. A shockwave struck while one young lady was performing at the recent youth folk singing contest, doing damage to the venue. Fortunately, no one was injured. So we have a look at a younger Pearl, and it's interesting that she started off as a folk singer. Obviously she wasn't that good, just because she did damage to the surrounding area, and that is why she probably moved over to the whole generic sort of pop, and she moved into rap. I think she is a really good rapper, by the way. Definitely one of my favourite sections of the main Pearl and Marina Off the Hook song. So it is interesting how she did start off as a folk singer. Sort of reminded me of Taylor Swift, how she started off as a folk singer and then she moved into the whole pop, like generic pop sort of scene. So yeah, I just find this sunken scroll really interesting, how Pearl, she did start off as a folk singer. I'm guessing that she did damage the venue due to her poor skills in the folk genre, and that is why she moved over to the rap genre. So yeah, I just found that sunken scroll really interesting. Let's move on to Marina. This is her backstory, and this is where she came from. Music heads are still buzzing over that legendary underground show 2 years ago. Anyone lucky enough to catch DJ Octavio's opening set and the Squid Sisters headlining act had their minds blown and their lives changed that night. So the first thing that is interesting is that DJ Octavio and the Squid Sisters performing in the same gig. Definitely didn't see that coming, and it's interesting how this is set in the Octarian world. So the Squid Sisters, they are popular in the Octarian world, so from that night onwards, it inspired Marina to go into music and, just start performing herself. So that is definitely really interesting. It's something which I did come up with before the game actually come out. I did come up with some Pearl and Marina theories, and one of my theories was that Pearl and Marina, they saw the Squid Sisters performing and they got inspired by them, and that they wanted to be like them, so they started to perform and then they got popular. So yeah, it's interesting how Marina, she wasn't really interested in music. That's what it seems like to me. But ever since watching that concert where DJ Octavio opened up the proceedings and then the Squid Sisters headlining, she got inspired to perform herself, and that is why she started to perform, and that is why she got into music. So definitely is really cool how we got like a little backstory, between Pearl and Marina. So if there is anything else like this in the game, then of course we'll bring it to you on the channel. I just like Pearl and Marina. Really am interested by those two characters. I really do like the dialogue between the two when they do read out the news and when they do announce like a new Splatfest. Really is cool to see what they will come up with and what they will come out with. So really am interested with Pearl and Marina, and yeah, I will be doing more Pearl and Marina content on the channel. So yeah, that is it for this video, and I will see you next time pretty much. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Do you think it is cool that we somewhat learn the origins behind Pearl and Marina? Pearl, she started off as a folk singer. She wasn't really that good at it. That's what I got from her damaging the venue, was that she wasn't that good at, as a folk singer. That is why she moved over to rap. And Marina, maybe she wasn't performing. Maybe she got into music from watching that DJ Octavio and the Squid Sisters concert. And what's interesting about that concert is that was set maybe when Splatoon 1 ended. So that was like 2 years ago. So that was when the first game ended. It's interesting how DJ Octavio and the Squid Sisters performed together at the same concert. So yeah, it's a good job that Marina did get inspired. And it's a good job that she did go into music herself, just because I really do like Pearl and Marina, really do. Really do like Marina's sections in the main song as well. So yeah, that is it for this video, and I will see you next time. I definitely do find it cool how Nintendo went that extra mile and gave these two characters a little bit of a backstory. So that is it for this video, and I will see you next time.